Hey everybody, this is BRAK, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. Well, we made it out of the Earth Cave. Barely, but we made it out. So the next thing we need to do is head over to the Titan's Tunnel and give the Titan the ruby. I know I passed by this place before, but there wasn't anything we could do over here at the time. There are monsters in the Titan's Tunnel, including one new one we haven't seen yet. If I get to demonstrate him, I will. If not, then oh well, we'll probably run into him later. There is a treasure room down here, though. Unfortunately, the treasure here isn't that good except for one particular treasure box. The one containing the silver helmet. That's a better helmet for Edgar. Well, this is the new enemy that I wanted to run into, but definitely not in this way because they hit pretty hard. These are tigers. They can attack twice per round, and they can deal 25 to 50 damage per hit, so they can be pretty nasty enemies. If you run into a group of them and you have any spell charges left, I would recommend using them here, especially Ice 2, because Ice 2 isn't that useful in the Earth Cave anyway. I must just be getting really unlucky with the spells, because they're not resistant to ice. You're actually not supposed to be able to run into these guys on the overworld map until Chapter 5. So they're a little over the curve, but nothing we can't handle. Good experience. And remember who we haven't run into yet that was important? There was someone in Melmond who spoke of Sarda. Well, this is Sarda's cave. There's nothing in here except the old coot. But the old coot has something very important for us. And that something is a very important item, the rod. Well, we could go back to the Earth Cave and make use of it, but I really need to restock on items. So I'm going to head back to Elfland and buy a whole bunch of things, including the anti-ice spell. So I'll take care of that and be right back. Alright, as you can see from my gold count, I've spent quite a bit of money on items and odds and ends. The anti-ice spell is actually very important because the boss at the end of the Earth Cave, believe it or not, uses ice. I've also done a few other things, such as buy at least 10 soft potions. It's not really for this area, but it's more for the next area, because going all the way back to Elfland from the next area is very inconvenient. Also, instead of 3 floors of the Earth Cave, you have to contend with 5, and there are some very dangerous encounters on the lower levels. I'm just going to see you back at the stone plate. And we're back, right at the stone plate. I wonder if you can use... Oh, huh! I guess you can. You don't have to be right next to the stone plate to use the rod, apparently. You just have to be in the same room as behind the vampire. Down here, you can meet some new enemies and some dangerous enemies as well. Like, you start running into cockatrices more, and just the threat of dying is great. And just as I spoke about them, I got into a battle with 2 cockatrices. Thankfully, they weren't able to do anything. There's a lot of treasure in this room, but most of it's guarded. The 2 chests in front of me are each guarded from the front and from the side by a new enemy, the Wizard Ogre. You'll want to prioritize these guys over anybody else in this particular battle, because Wizard Ogres can cast Ruse, which makes them very hard to hit. I don't think Ruse is a very useful spell in normal runs of the game, but if you're doing like a solo White Mage run, Ruse is awesome. They have a fair amount of HP. You actually can't run into those guys as regular encounters until Chapter 4. They can cast quite a few spells, including Ice 2. That's the main reason why you want to prioritize them, but another good reason is just that they become so hard to hit after they cast Ruse that they can take several rounds to take out. Well, there's another one next to the other chest, so I'm going to take care of him. Alright. And why was he guarding a wooden staff? The gold in that chest is more valuable. Now, if I take one more step to my left, I'm going to run into a new enemy. So let's take a look at him. This is the Sphinx. You'll be running into these guys on the overworld map around Chapter 5. But they're not really that dangerous. They can hit twice per round and they have a pretty high attack rating. But other than that, they're vanilla. They can't poison you or anything like their cousins can. They do have a lot of HP, so you probably won't be able to take one out in a single round. They have over 200 HP, I believe. And we get a little over 5,000 gold here, and some more gold here. Alright. Now don't trigger those tiles again unless you want to fight the Wizard Ogres. And you want to conserve as many spell charges as possible here. That was a battle with a large group of wizards. They can really beat you up. And here is a new enemy that I was going to show you in the Hall of Giants, but I decided against it earlier. Normally I wouldn't use magic on these guys, but since they're in such a large group of enemies, I want to use some spell charges to clean these guys out. Use your level 3 spell charges, unless you have a ton of level 4s left like I do, because you don't need all your level 4 spell charges for the end, you just need a couple for casting fast. Giants themselves aren't that bad, and like I said, they're a great way to gain experience and gold up in that corridor on the first floor of the Earth Cave. Sure taking you guys long enough. There you go, Edgar. Knew you could do it. That's some good experience and gold there. Ooh, level up too. I think she gets level 5 spell charges here, but unfortunately we didn't have any before, so we're not going to have any. Or Black Mage has some though. Now where was I? Oh, right. There's another treasure room in the southwest corner that we want to get to. What are all these? Ugh. Too many bats getting in the way. Okay, this treasure room has 3 particular tiles guarded. That was not the one, it's the next one up that's guarded. The other 2 treasure chests are guarded from the south tile. All of them by Wizard Ogres. So I'm going to take care of them real fast and be right back. Well, this gold and silver shield is the last of the treasure in the Earth Cave, so now we can just head straight to the boss. Another nice touch I noticed about this game is how the environments keep getting darker the deeper you go. There aren't any enemies on this floor, so we can just head straight there. Or, not enemies, there aren't any treasures. There's plenty of enemies. This is what happens when you've been up for 19 hours straight and you try to record because you realize you haven't put an episode up today. Well, through that door is the boss, but I want to heal up to full HP for this guy because he's hard. And we're back. I have full HP for this next fight, which is very important because of the boss's lead-off attack. Well, here we go. I really like the text that the developers came up with for introducing Lich, the Fiend of Earth. This is your first major boss fight, and as such, if you don't come in here with a proper strategy, you'll want to... You know what? I should probably cast Anti-Ice, because this guy will always lead off with Ice 2, which can deal upwards of 120 damage to your entire party. The basic strategy of this boss fight is pretty much like every other one in the game. Just fast up your melee fighters, cast any... Ow! And now my red mage gets her turn. Really, game? Really? You're gonna do this to me? That could have been worse. Could have killed my black mage. From here, you'll just want to cast Fast and Fire 3 and attack. Lich is weak to fire, but he has such a high magic resistance that it's hard to tell. He's only got 400 HP, but after his Ice 2, he's not that bad unless he casts one of his other level 2 elemental spells. He can cast Fast on himself, so watch out for that. He's resistant to pretty much everything but fire. One thing you might want to consider if a party member gets below 80 HP is using Cure 3 so that you can recover from a hard hit. Way to go, Black Mage! Alright, step forward towards the altar and check out your menu. Notice one of the 4 orbs is lit. 1 down, 3 to go. And this warp tile will take you straight out of the Earth Cave, so you don't have to walk all the way through there, thankfully. Well, what I'm going to do is I am actually going to go back to town, get in my ship, and then head to the next area next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy.